Hi guys, welcome back to Ashley on Film. It's been honestly like a minute, but I wanted to go over, I guess, the chapter that I read in the 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Wiest book. So I had said like I was going to do a series on it, and I am not going to review every single chapter that I read. Well, I'm going to read the whole book, but I'm not going to review every single chapter in it, but I kind of just want to maybe do the ones that like stick out to me, or maybe the ones that I feel mean a little bit more to me. So that's what we're gonna do today. And before I start, like, everything that I say is my own take on her writing, so I feel like there's a lot of things that can be pulled and learned from in this book, and I just want to just start off by saying like everything that I talk about and or say is just my own take on it. So yeah. Okay, let's get started. So the chapter that I read today is the knowing-doing gap, why we avoid doing what's best for us and how to conquer resistance for good. So basically, the author starts off by talking about the knowing-doing gap, like what is it, and things of that nature. So pretty much, like, in short, the knowing-doing gap is why people procrastinate, or why they feel they're stuck and can't achieve whatever that one thing is that they want to achieve. And in essence, for people to get like better at things, it's not really understanding like or pointing out the things that we think that we need to be better at. It's understanding why we're not already doing them, if that makes any sense. So instead of thinking about, so for example, today is January 2nd, and a lot of people make New Year's resolutions and things of that nature, so they point out all the things that they want to accomplish this year. Maybe, actually a lot of the times it's a lot of things that they wanted to accomplish maybe in the past and just hadn't yet. So for example, like if you wanted to lose weight, and that's one maybe your New Year's resolution. So for 2024, you want to lose weight. Now, in the past, maybe it hasn't worked for you. You've tried all these different diets. Maybe you quit a few times just because you haven't found the right things that maybe mix or something for you. So the point of like the knowing-doing gap and pointing out the things that not like what you need to do. So obviously, like, you know that you need to lose weight. It's just pointing out why you don't want to do it. So the whole point of this chapter is pointing out that you don't want to do it because it's uncomfortable. So the past few things that you tried maybe to lose weight in the past, maybe like change your diet, different exercise schedules, and none of them stuck because each time they got hard or each time that they were uncomfortable, you decided like, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it. Does that make sense? And that's why like you're not achieving the goal that you want to, is basically what the author is saying. So in order to be able to do things and get the success and the good life and the things that you want out of life, you're gonna have to be uncomfortable. Because if you sit in comfort the entire time, you're not going to ever achieve the things that you want. If you stay where you're comfortable at throughout your entire life, nothing is ever gonna change. I think it's easy to think about it too, and when you're thinking about different goals and things that you want to achieve. So I just use like the losing weight example, but that one doesn't really tailor specifically to me. I think for me, a big goal that I wanted to do was one that I had last year. So I actually want to move away from my hometown, state, actually all of it. And I was scared at first just because, again, I'm leaving my family. Like any place that I go or that I thought about going, I didn't have anyone near me that I knew, so I really would be starting all over again. I'd have to make all new friends, I'd have to find a new job, I'd be starting everything all over again. And that's scary because, again, like I said, I don't know anyone, I don't know anything. It's just a big leap that I'm just gonna try and do something on my own, but I put it off for so long because it makes me uncomfortable. And where I'm at now, I am comfortable. I know everyone. I know my daily routine. I know where the gas station is, the grocery store is. I know where my gym is, or like the gym that I like to, and the things that I like to do. And the things that I like to do that are all there. Like, I'm comfortable here, I know where everything's at. But if I move to a new city, I'm gonna have to start all over and do everything all again, which, yes, that's uncomfortable, but that doesn't mean that that uncomfortable feeling is a negative one. It doesn't associate with bad feelings. Like, it's just, I'm uncomfortable because it's something new and I haven't done it before. And that also could just be because I don't know what's gonna happen next. Me personally, I love to be in control of pretty much everything. I like to know what's gonna happen next. I like to know what I'm gonna eat for breakfast in the morning, what I'm gonna eat for dinner at night, what I'm gonna wear the next day, what's gonna happen at work, who's gonna be at all the events that I'm gonna attend, and what time we need to be there, how long the drive is. Like, I literally need to know. I need a plan from A to Z, step-by-step guide of everything. And if I'm gonna move, there is no step-by-step guide. Like, I can plan out, you know, where I'm gonna move, or the city, what apartment or house or whatever I'm gonna get or like look at. I can plan all those things out, but I can't plan every day out of events that's gonna happen. I can't plan when I'm gonna make friends. I can't plan when I'm gonna find a new job. And that's scary, and it gives me an uneasy, uncomfortable feeling. But in order for me to grow and learn and do the things that I want in life, I'm gonna have to push myself to feel that uncomfortableness so that I can achieve the things that I want. I also just wanted to touch on too, because the author does mention this in this small chapter that she wrote. I think it's chapter 12 in the book. Yeah, it is. But she does mention this. So a lot of people too, like, outside of that uncomfortable feeling, they will also use the excuse of, I'm not ready to do something yet, or I don't think that I'm ready. I need more time to get ready. I need more time to do A or B or whatever it is. So a lot of people just will say, like, I'm not ready to do something yet, and they'll put it off, or they will try it and then see that it's harder than they thought and then quit. But anything that you want to attempt to do in life, you're never gonna feel ready for. So when you graduated high school and decided that you were gonna go to college, I'm sure you were excited to go, but when it came to taking that first class, I'm sure you didn't feel ready. You didn't feel that you were maybe smart enough, or you didn't feel that you were socially ready, or you didn't feel, I don't know, there could be abundance of things, but you didn't feel that you were ready to take that next step. And although you didn't have those feelings, you took the next step anyway. And that made you who you are today. So like I said, I used the college example. So the first day of college, I'm sure you were probably nervous that you were gonna go into like maybe the wrong classroom, you were gonna be in the wrong class, maybe the wrong building, something like that. But you took the first step, even though you felt that way, and you figured it out. And then you kept coming back the next day and the next day and the next day. And eventually, whether you got your degree or you're still working towards your degree, you're showing up every day, even with that uncomfortable feeling, to achieve the goal that you wanted, to achieve your end goal. And I think that's the whole point of this chapter, is that although you feel uncomfortable and you have many uncomfortable feelings about whether it's like the unknown, or you just don't know what's gonna happen next, that's okay. And you don't have to always be super prepared or super ready to take the next step in your life. You're never ever gonna feel ready, like you're ready to start something new. At the end of the day, you pretty much just have to do it and see what works and see what doesn't work for you. And that's how you achieve your goals. I mean, people that I like think about too is like Biola Davis. I love her a lot. Like, I read her memoir that she wrote, and I watched How to Get Away with Murder abundance of times to help and stuff like that too. But she wanted to be an actor, and I'm sure when she started her, actually it mentions it in her memoir too, that she felt like she wasn't ready when she got her big break, although she worked so hard for it. She got, I don't remember what year it was, but she ended up winning an Oscar for a Broadway production that she did. I don't know. Well, anyway, she worked really hard, and she didn't get her big break early on in her like 20s or 30s and things like that. Like, she waited a long time, and although she could have given up, but she knew that she was gonna be great one day. And even though she probably had those uncomfortable feelings and that she probably thought, oh, I'm not ready yet, oh, I'm not ready yet, she did it. And now she has all these big roles in The Help and How to Get Away with Murder and all these other Broadway productions. But anyone that did anything great, like I said, Biola Davis, maybe Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg, any of those people that did anything great, they all probably were nervous about whatever they were going to put out into the world, and that people probably would judge them, or they were just nervous about their product or whatever in general, and they probably didn't feel that the first time that they did something that they were ready to do it. But they kept coming back and they kept showing up, and look at them now. They're living their life. And I feel like that's all that we can ask of ourselves, is that even though that you feel an uncomfortable feeling and you feel like you're probably not ready to do or take the next step in your life, do it anyway. Because you owe yourself that. Like, you want a good life, you want to have all these things, and you don't want to be in your own way or be the reason why you don't have them. So yeah, I mean, the chapter is kind of short, so that's pretty much all I have to say about it. I think it was only like maybe 2 pages. Yeah, so, but like I said, we're gonna keep on reading the book, 101 Essays That Will Change the Way You Think by Brianna Wiest. I really hope that I'm saying that right, because I have been saying that since I started the series. But if you like this episode, please come back for the next one, because I'm gonna do a series out of this whole book. Like I said though, I'm not gonna do every single chapter, but pretty much just the ones that speak more or less to me. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this episode, please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.